Tips and tricks for Dirac art. If that is something that interests you, go make a cup of coffee, come back, watch this video. Welcome back everybody. Been a few days since my Dirac art video. Thank you everyone for the overwhelming response. That video is doing very well and I hope it helped a lot of you. I want to help you a bit more now. So I played around a bit more this weekend in both my rooms, sitting in my cinema room now, and I'll do a few demos and I'll add in some little snippets. But the first thing I want to start this video off with Dirac art. Be very careful. Don't be scared. You need to try everything, but be careful. Why do I say this? If you have been using Dirac for a while, normal Dirac, advanced base control, any of those, you could run calibration. And I know I said you sort of need to stay with what art does, but I was wrong on that one. There's a lot you can play around with, and in some rooms you must. But let me carry on explaining first. Advanced base control, normal Dirac, you set those, it sets it quite mildly. You can go and add curves afterwards to bring some of that life and the bass back into the room, which I always recommend. But with art works it out differently. I also said I can't find a place where you can adjust the crossovers. You can. It's just way different, and that's the tips and tricks I want to go over with you guys now. So in my living room I ran it, just had a quick look at it, added a curve back to it, loaded it up, and it was magic. In this cinema room it was not as much magic. It was good, but I still felt I could do better. So I came back, ran some demos. Let me share the free movies I calibrate on, and if those free movies turn out to run perfectly straight through, no clipping, no overbass, no boominess, you are golden for almost any movie according to me. The first one I always pop in is Greatest Showman. Not just is it a great movie, it's one of the best movies for audio. So when that intro starts and you get the whole 21st century, and then that bass dips down low, but not too low. It's a nice little introduction of what is to come. But just listen that bass dips down and it rolls off nice and slowly. Nice. Mustn't have any distortion or funny things. That's the easy part. Now comes the hard part. That stomp. I might be mistaken a bit, but I know it dips down to something like 4 Hertz. That first stomp, and I learned this from Tom from Ascendo. Tom, if you're watching this, see, I listen in class. That stomp is dangerous if you do not have your system set up correctly. So on normal Dirac advanced bass control, no problem with that stomp, none. But with art, I could hear a clip. I could hear a speaker clip. And first I couldn't figure out what it was. Now I want to go back and be very careful about this, because you don't want to do it too many times. You know, it's almost like using drugs. Once might not do it, once might kill you, and then a few times might be detrimental. So bring the volume down a little bit just so I can play around. And I do the stomp again. And eventually I thought it was the ceiling speakers, but it was my front right speaker for some reason. Only the front right. Checked the driver, went over everything, all good. So went back to the calibration, and before I figured out it was the front right, I thought it was the ceilings, because one of my ceiling covers fell off. And I don't want too much bass or low end on my ceiling speakers, because it makes the ceiling rattle. Also, why I'm starting to think that an in-ceiling speaker is not the way to go. To have monitors that face down, that you can isolate properly against the wall, I think that's the better way to go, because the ceiling is always going to have power and energy from that speaker going through the ceiling, vibrating the ceiling. So if I would do a cinema again, I might not do in ceilings. So firstly, what I did is I went back and I tried to see how I can cut this bass down. So when you open up Dirac, I'll go and show you that live, how I do it as well. But if you click on your fronts, you will see what speakers are being used to accompany those speakers. Same for all of those. So you can go through there. You can also then load target curves to whatever. So I wouldn't add target curves to the speakers. Already ART is aggressive. Just go to your subs, just add a bit of a target curve to the sub, just to bring the life back on those a bit. What I would do is, if you now go through all of those, click on your heights. Take the bass assistance away from the heights. Unless you can really do it and it's a monitor that's not going to vibrate and shake the ceiling, do it. But in my case, I went and I took the 50 to 150 support down to 100 on all of those. Go and check all the speakers that use the heights for assistance and just drag the heights down to 100 Hertz or up to 100 Hertz so it doesn't play below that. Then when I eventually figured out it was the front right, I went to the subwoofer and I saw the subwoofer is using the front right or the front stage as assistance. I then went and dragged that to 70 Hertz because technically that speaker is 50 Hertz speaker, but you want some headroom. So I dragged it to 70 Hertz on the whole front stage for assistance for the back, and golden, we are good. So you can go and check all the speakers like that. If you feel that a certain speaker has been detected too low, just give it some headroom, just drag and then do a few demos. What I also did is I loaded the advanced bass control map and I loaded the ART map. I've got two ART maps now, but the one is the one I use to go between them. I still feel in my cinema that advanced bass does a better job than ART, only in the cinema. Now please guys, comment down below if you have cinemas and you've used ART. Do you find a big improvement? Everyone so far in an open living room and such has had huge improvements. The same with me, it's night and day. But in here, I don't get a lot of changes on the high end, mid, surround, not that much. And the low end, the bass is there, but it's not as clean as that I find on advanced bass control. And I do not know why this is. I'm still going to dig around and play a bit more. I'll do two demos now with Greatest Showman. Now I can't do Greatest Showman, they're going to flag it. Maybe I can do just the stomp. I'm going to try and do just the stomp and see if they flag it or no. But I want you guys to experience it, and I'll do the two different ones, advanced bass control and then with Dirac ART. And then I'll show you in more detail where you drag those sliders. Okay, I'm going to be watching these demos with you because I've also not experienced this disc. I will not be able to do Greatest Showman, it flags. It's one of the most flagged videos. So firstly, let me show you. We can go into my Dirac Live. It's off. Let's go slot 1. So I've got Dirac ART, I've got an 8 dB boost ART, and then I've got my bass control. So let's do ART first. Select that. Let's do two demos. We'll do two demos. Let's go for the Amaze demo first. Let's start that. And volume. Let's do about 5. bass on that one is a bit overwhelming, but not in a boomy sort of way. It's difficult to explain. Let's see if you guys can hear. We're going to go Dirac live. Now let's load the advanced bass. Okay, and all of these have curves on the woofers. I have 8 dB. I have a 6 dB curve on the Art one, and I've got a 10 dB curve on the advanced bass one, just because it's so much cleaner for me on the advanced bass. But it's only this room, so let me see if you guys can experience this with me. Same demo, not changing volume, only change to advanced bass. Here we go. So much better, man. Let me just put this light on for a second here. One room like my living room and do a job so perfectly, and then in my cinema room not. Is it because this room is already treated and it's already good as is that it's maybe picking up too much treatment? I do not know. So I've been trying to problem solve this, and it looks like Dirac ART utilizes my front subs. So I've got 4 subs in front, 2 PB2000 stacked, and on that side 2 PB2000 stacked. So it feels like ART is utilizing them more, because as soon if I put my hand on the back subs, at the back I have 4 Synergy 15-inch monitor audios with the monitor audio 750 by 4 amplifier. So when I put my hand on them, I don't feel a lot happening there. But then, as you guys could see in the video, as soon as I do the same with advanced bass, it almost throws the camera off the seat. It's like a massage chair, which is what I love. And it's not overwhelmingly boomy. It's just tickles the soul, man. I love it. So I still need to play around, but just out of the box, something not right. And I've recalibrated this room like 3 times now. But as I said before, I'm OCD and I'm going to have to get this right. I'm going to have to get this right. I really want to like ART more in this room. But as it stands now, I prefer advanced bass control in this room. And that says a lot. For someone wanting to like something, I'm not going to look for excuses to... I still give it praise, because it's done wonders in my other room. And everyone that's watched this video and went out to purchase it has said the same thing. I'm just having trouble in this room. I do not know why. I'm of the thing that I think that the more difficult your room is, the better job it's going to do. And like this room, where there's not a lot going on in the sense of being wrong, because it's a square box. Well, it's not square, but I mean there's no windows and stuff like that. You can hear me talking, there's no echoes. This room is very good. The only thing is there's a room to this side, so there's a bit of a... But it's inside the room, behind curtains, behind soundproofing, and then a door and a wall and a room. I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. Let's do one more demo. Let's go back to the original. There we go. ART on. Let's do Horizon. Here we go.
Right now, you're listening to where cinematic audio has been. Because we are so used to hearing sound this way, we don't notice that it is merely a fraction of what its potential could be. But what if sound could be extraordinary? Again.
Engines are up and burning.
There's no need to wonder, because you're listening to Dolby Atmos. With Dolby Atmos, audio can precisely move in any direction within this theater, whether the sound sweeps from the back, all the way in front, arcs overhead, or moves anywhere in between. Feel every dimension. How does that sound?
Way too violent. Way too violent. The overheads were moaning all the way. I need to go back to the drawing board on this. Okay, let's do the same thing. I'm not going to change volume. I'm just again going to change to advanced bass. Remember, this is the first time I'm testing any of these on this demo disc. But let's do the same. Advanced bass, not going to change the volume. Let's hit it again.
Right now, you're listening to where cinematic audio has been. Because we are so used to hearing sound this way, we don't notice that it is merely a fraction of what its potential could be. But what if sound could be extraordinary? Again.
Engines are up and burning.
Listening to Dolby Atmos. With Dolby Atmos, audio can precisely move in any direction within this theater, whether the sound sweeps from the back, it's all the way in front, arcs overhead, or moves anywhere in between. Today, you will feel every dimension. How does that sound?
Much better. Much better. Man. I'm not even going to put my spotlights on now. I'm just going to do it like this. I need to play around in here. So again, that was a good demo. Now why you need to be careful when running art. These overheads were clipping, man, and I've already played with them. I'm gonna go back and play now. I'm actually gonna go show you guys. I'm gonna take you with me, show you exactly how this is done and where I can better this. But at this point, advanced bass control is epic in this room, and art is just not ticking the boxes. But then I can take you right around to the room next door, and it's a completely different story. As you saw in the original video, that room is so much better with art. So yeah, let's see if we can solve this problem. I have now done this for the 4th time because I cannot let sleeping dogs lie. I need to know why it's not working in the cinema room. So let's have a look at this again. I'm going to test it again so I can give you guys a proper conclusion of what is going on. So front left, front right. Measures very much the same. Small changes which are to be expected, and I'm not going to do anything to this curve that it's added 0.2, 0.3 dB and then it dips down on the other side, but they are the same. Let's see what it does to the center. The center is weird, 0.5 and then it brings it up 1.5 from 10k. That's so weird. And our speakers helping group 3, 4 and 5, and on the fronts we have, while 1 is this group, we have 2 which is the center, and then we have 4 and 5 which is surround and rear surround. Let's see what it's done to the wides. Okay, so 2 dB boost, minus 2.8 at the end. So it is group 3. Oh well, this is group 3, 6, 7 and 8. So this is being assisted by the heights. This is what I do not want. So I'm gonna change those slightly now. Group 4 is my surrounds. Pretty flat, dipping from about just off the 1.5k, 2.8 minus 2.8 dB, and we have group 3. This is group 4, 5 and 6. Surround backs, heights, fronts high. But I'm not too worried about these because these are the physical Boundwalk and CT speakers. They can take it. It's the in ceilings that are the problems, where you don't want too much bass in there. The top, middle and my rear height. And then we have the subs. Okay, it's being windowed in any case by 1 set. So it's running from, where is my bottom curtain? 20 Hertz. So we're going plus 6.3 dB. That's quite a boost. And then minus 3. I'm actually going to load this as is and just see what it does. I will report back. Okay, I'm happy to roll with this. Let me show you what I've done. So I know my speakers, so I have dragged them all to do 70 to 150, except the one that you can't, which is the group which you are in. But the rest, you'll see all of them. Change them to 70. 70. These curved curves I've left unchanged. Group 4, 70, 5, 70, 6, 70, 7, 70, 8, 70. Subwoofers. Subwoofers, I decided to add a 10 dB Harman curve. For those that don't know, how do you do this? Right click, load target curve, go and choose 6, 8, 4 or 10 dB Harman curve. They won't just be here, you need to go and download them. I'll put a link if you guys want to see where you can download these. Okay, so I'm happy. Let's calculate and upload, and this will be my last ditched efforts at this room. Okay, let's try this again. So let's just see. Yeah, we have the ART slot number 1 loaded. Let's go for a maze again. Same volume. Okay, that's me done. I'm officially quitting Dirac ART for this room. I can't figure it out. I can't get it to work. Bass control for me it is. Bass control on this room does an absolutely stellar job. I just thought maybe we can get a bit more out of it. I didn't feel I needed it, but you know what we audio guys are like. We always want to max out everything we have. So tried 4 times now, tried everything, played with everything. It's not working. In this room it's not working. In my front room it's amazing. And so far everyone that I've spoken to, 80% have been hits, and then there's the 20% that are misses. They just do not get it to work correctly, guys. So use it for what it is. Luckily, if you do buy Dirac, you still have bass control. One of them is going to work. The little bit of a gamble there's going to be is buying art, and it might not work for you. That's a gamble you're going to have to take. It's going to be very room dependent. Maybe later on they work a bit more on this technology. This is the first time now for Denon and Marantz. But like I say, my front room is absolutely amazing. This room I couldn't get to work, but I'm still utterly happy with bass control. Guys, hope you enjoyed it. It took a lot of work doing this video. Please give me a like, subscribe and a share if you've not already done that and parts of the Home Cinema King family. I'm trying to work on some deals with Dirac. There might be some deals coming soon, so just keep an eye out for that. But until then, enjoy your systems, stay safe, and see you in the next video.